Hi Aries, welcome to your July 2017 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. So we are doing July now. As I record this, it is June 17th. So we have, I don't know, it's like less than 2 weeks. Well, in 2 weeks from now, it'll be July 1st. So it's really coming up there, not in the not too distant future. This reading can encompass any area. I always seem to go into the love readings, though. For some reason, I seem to specialize in love readings because I try to do business, and what do I get? I try to do everything. But I also, in these types of readings, I do incorporate astrology because I feel like it's very important in order to understand how a particular spread affects a particular sign. Now, you have to give me a little bit of leeway here because obviously I'm dealing with every Aries person on the planet, and so it can't possibly speak to everyone's particular situation. But for those who it does, I hope that this reading gives you another way of looking at your situation. Usually it's not so clear cut, but this situation does seem like it is relationship oriented. And we have as the heart of the matter the Three of Swords with a heart, but with these knives, stuck through the heart, swords stuck through the heart. This is a card, obviously, of betrayal, of feeling rejected, of feeling like you gave your love to somebody and they just didn't have any kind of, they didn't care. These kinds of situations have many different causes, obviously. But the main theme here is rejection. And sometimes when you have the Three of Swords, there can be a lover's triangle where there are three parties involved. And it's creating a sense of pain. In the past position, we have the Knight of Cups. So this is the knight on the white, what do they call it? The knight in white... The knight in shining armor. I'm getting my cliches or metaphors mixed up because I was thinking of the white knight. Yeah, just the quintessential romantic singer-songwriter, sensitive James Taylor type of person. And this could actually be a water sign individual who is very sensitive, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the usual suspects. Sometimes this quality in this person is kind of hidden because they may have, let's say they had a fire sign as an exterior for their sun sign or their rising sign, but their Venus and Mars are in water. So that's where you see how sensitive they are. But this is something where you felt possibly betrayed by that person. And right now, I think this is you. The Page of Cups, which is connected to Pisces, but it's that Neptunian connection that Pisces provides, which has to do with being deceived. With Pisces being ruled by Neptune, there's always the potential for deception. But sometimes that deception comes from the self, comes from the lies that somebody tells themselves about a situation. So sometimes when people are deceived, it's because they put themselves in that position where they may have seen certain, what do you call them? Like, I was going to say hints, but like red flags, and they just chose to ignore it, and they came up with their own explanation of why something was happening. But it was really a method to deceive themselves of the truth. I'm not saying that people do this because they want to inflict misery upon themselves. a lot of those things are coping mechanisms. Maybe they go way back. And it's a way to it's a way for people to get their needs met, because if they really have fallen in love with someone and that person is showing signs of not being faithful or not being honest, there's that feeling of anxiety creeps in, and the best way to deal with it is to create an alternative narrative. The higher message, which is the spiritual message, is the Eight of Swords, which is kind of self-explanatory. If you look at this woman, she is bound and she is blindfolded. This is a kind of an extension of what I was just saying about not seeing what you don't want to see. But there's this feeling of oppression, of being forced to be in a certain situation that you don't want to be in. And so sometimes I would say this is marriage, where you're caught in a marriage with somebody who is not being faithful, and yet you love this person, or maybe you have children with this person, and it's very hard to just walk away from it. And so it's like you're absolutely miserable, but by the same token, it's not that easy emotionally or even logistically to just say, see you later. And so the end result is feeling oppressed, feeling like you're a prisoner of some sort. One thing I would say as the higher message is how much of that is your own doing, is based on your thoughts. The swords connect to the thoughts. It can also connect to air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And Libra is your opposite sign, by the way. So that could also be saying that this person, you know, it's right under that Three of Swords, that this person is a very, maybe this person is a very destructive influence on your life. You know, I didn't think of it this way. I guess there could be some people for whom they are the ones that are having an affair, and they can't quit. I was thinking of Brokeback Mountain. I can't quit you. You know, they can't quit this other person, even though it's causing a lot of pain. So I guess that's possible, because when I see this oppression, I don't see that as being a common trait of Aries. You guys are pretty good at being proactive and not just being stuck in that kind of a helpless, hopeless position. So it could have to do with you being not sure about how to eliminate somebody from your life, because you may still have that connection. What is crossing you is the Five of Swords, and this reiterates that this may be a swords person. Gemini does this kind of crap. I was going to talk about slander, and I'm not trying to pick on Gemini. It's just that Gemini is a dual sign, being a mutable sign. It's all about duality. So sometimes Geminis can be two-faced, and that can be causing a lot of anxiety for you. But any kind of swords person could be engaged in slander, deceptive communication. Let's put it that way. This is also a card of cheating. So again, this idea of somebody who is not being straight with you, causing you to feel oppressed, feel like you have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. And it's just like a basic, not good feeling. The advice is the Magician. So this is about, and by the way, this is an infinity symbol, the 8, but it's, I have to turn it around to turn it into an 8. But this is about self-empowerment. this is something that Aries people do naturally. So perhaps this reading is for some of you who may have some planets in Pisces or something like that, where you go to this default learned helplessness. Could be Mars in Pisces, where taking action is fraught with a lot of anxiety or confusion. The symbol of the fish, or of Pisces, is two fish swimming in opposite directions. So Mars in Pisces, if you have that, an Aries person might have that, can lead you to be bold in certain areas, but then when it comes to actually taking action, you can be inconsistent. I'm speaking specifically of those people, but in general, you know, your moon sign can be any sign, and depending on your emotional nature, it may stop you from doing certain things that are good for you. The Magician is about the law of attraction. It's about knowing that you hold the keys to your own salvation, to your own, you know, any kind of situation where you find yourself stuck in. You can get yourself out. And there are sometimes even the best of people, if they have a destructive love affair, that can do them in and make them doubt themselves. And the Magician is about just starting from where you are. Sometimes just not making a phone call to somebody that you feel this compulsion, even though it's a destructive relationship, you just feel compelled to be with them. Just not making one phone call can be the turning point to getting free from this person and getting away from them altogether. But the Magician is just about understanding your power, your personal power, and not just thinking that you put your power in other people's hands and wait for them to make a decision. No, you make your own decisions, and you untie these chains that bind you. The outcome is the Knight of Pentacles, and this may be throwing yourself into your work, maybe having some financial goals that, let's say you are someone who, I was going to say woman, and I'm not trying to be sexist, even though I'm a woman too, and just assume that women are the ones that are always financially oppressed. Could be a man. If you're being supported by your spouse and that person is abusive, then that would be the same thing. But in any case, regardless of gender, if money is an issue, if you feel trapped because of your spouse's money and you don't have it, you may just really work very hard to establish your independence so that you can get away and start a new life for yourself. It can be that you meet somebody that is of the earth element that is supportive of you because of their stability. This is actually connected to Taurus, by the way, this card. I always associate it with Capricorn, and so the other earth sign would be Virgo. So that may be kind of your saving grace, that you are dealing with somebody. It doesn't have to be even a love relationship, but somebody who, it's funny, I got that Knight of Cups, and that was the romantic person. This is the practical person who can kind of help you to maybe make a plan to have your independence and to establish yourself and regain your freedom if you feel this sense of being oppressed, trapped in a situation that you want to get out of. And you know, this could possibly be in the workplace. It could be that you thought you were getting into something that was very positive and it turned out to be a nightmare. And maybe just working very hard can get you out of that situation so you can quit. So anyway, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. I have them with love, I have them with career, combination, life path. You can just go to my website too if you want to, rainamoonastrology.com. Otherwise, have an awesome July. Bye.